I love sparkly things. I know I'm not wearing any today other than my ears, but I love sparkly things, and my mom used to call me Gypsy because I would just get attracted to these sparkly, colors and anything shiny. Up till about ninth grade, I finished ninth grade. I went to 2 different schools. So first one was private school, Al-Ittihad private school, and the second was Shuwaifat in Sharjah. And then I got shipped off to Iran for a year, so to live with my mother. After which I went to Switzerland, and I graduated from high school from there, followed by my university years in the UK. I think it's influenced me greatly. I always felt like a third culture child, so sort of caught in between, and for various reasons I always felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb, and had this feeling that I didn't really quite belong. I think it's affected my art because I tend to choose universal topics that inspire me and choose things that bind us together, as opposed to, let's say, what my surroundings are, because my surroundings have changed so much. So I choose spirituality, theology, philosophy, and that's the commonality that we have. Yeah, I think throughout school, I was always dyslexic. I didn't know what dyslexic was at the time, but I had problems sort of learning the traditional way, and I didn't understand it, and I think no one understood why, I just wasn't absorbing information typically. But I was very, very good at 2 things: the arts, so theater, painting, drawing. Before that, because I'll share information that I was very overweight, and I couldn't find any clothes most of the time when I was younger, and so I used to sit and do this, sewing and gluing the, and I used to get stopped, and people used to ask me where I got it from, and I just said, well, I made it, kind of thing. So, and then that later on in life, it became a business, and then I had to close it, for personal reasons, for what I was going through with my late father and stuff. So I sort of closed that chapter, and I thought, okay, I'm going to paint, I'm going to make digital, and yes, I think it's come back. It's seeping into, it's come back. When I stopped that, I had gone into this lengthy period of taking care of my late father, and a lot of hospitals and healing and all of that. So that whole journey, I started to self-develop in the sense that introspection, studying, and the concepts came from there. It came from what I was going through. And I was just looking for any sort of means or breakthrough to help him heal, to help us heal. And throughout that time, I started making art, because all forms of art is healing. So, I was just expressing. So it wasn't sort of like, oh, I'm thinking of a concept. It was just, it happened very, very naturally. Wanted to emphasize the eye, because the eye is so much more than your physical eye. It's your third eye, it's your intuitive eye. It's the eye that you think with, you remember with, you love with, you mourn with. So it's, I think that's why I use it. And possibly the most important project to me, it's called Star of Sahel. After my late father passed away, he shared with me in this dream that he could see me through this 26-pointed star. It was a very specific number, and it could be that this information was something deep inside me because I needed to hear it. It's a sign that, when you see Star of Sahel, that the weather is going to get colder and cooler, and so it kind of brings hope to us. And what does that journey look like? What about outside? What if you're connecting to the divine? What if you're connecting to that source energy? How would I translate that? And so this has been really my journey, exploring that. And I don't really control it. You sort of hit a marble in a pool of marbles, and you just sort of allow the marbles to go where they go.